YouTube, my name is Mistic and welcome back to Mistic Reacts. Today we are watching a video by Papa Meat, Lego's Biggest Frauds. This video came out on the same day as Reckless Ben's third part, and I did not watch the first two on stream, so this will act as a recap, even though I have seen the videos just off stream. And if it's off stream, it doesn't exist. Let's get into the video.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hello.
Come on, sit down because today we're going to talk about something you've probably already heard about.
Yeah.
And that's the ongoing chaos between YouTuber Reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs, also known as BAM! Quick disclaimer! Everything we're talking about today is all things that we've seen that are public information from Reckless Ben's YouTube page, social media accounts, and from what Bricks and Minifigs has said online. This is just a recap, so that's the disclaimer.
Yeah, well, welcome. Just the typical Mystic experience. Disclaimer, all of my opinions are wrong. I am stupid and dumb. My opinions are all my own and probably wrong. My eye twitched. Hello.
Is that good?
I think so.
Perfect.
Well, Sir is simply trying to recover money seemingly stolen from an old, sick man has turned into a full-blown fucking nightmare, dude. Currently, a big corporation is alleged to be abusing the legal system and working with corrupt police to silence Reckless Ben and others for uncovering the heinous acts of one particular Bricks and Minifigs franchise. Which, if you don't know Reckless Ben, we've seen some of his stuff before. He also did a video on the McCain Manor as well, which I thought was sweet. He infiltrated it, but it seems like he goes into corrupt businesses and basically tries to uncover the truth or just expose them and like right the wrongs of stuff as well. Try to use legal practices that a lot of these businesses use.
He did some crazy
people
stuff in the first two
I
parts.
like to think of myself as kind of like the king of loopholes, you know, and so I kind of always want to go against like someone
he
who's like the
interviewed him.
opposite. So I do like legal loopholes for good,
Or, like,
but I want to go
talk
against
to
someone
him.
who
I don't
does,
know
like,
if it's
legal loopholes
interview.
for bad. And so it seems like the perfect battle, you know, like we're both just using like legal loopholes against each other to like get each other in trouble and stuff. And I just knew it was gonna be like a crazy story.
We think more eyes should be on the story, so we're not only going to talk about it, but we're also going to speak to Ben later in this video and get some more insight on the situation. Not everyone knew what Bricks and Minifigs even was until the story broke out. Essentially, they're an absolutely massive company that specializes in buying, trading, and selling Lego products, which I think we might have touched on it briefly. We did a Lego collector video.
I've not seen that video. I've also never heard of that company before, so deserved. They are nobodies, the company. Thank you. That is so funny for the stream. But thank you for the compliment. That is perfect. That is perfect timing for this stream. Thank you.
And it's like just a retail space where people can go, and it's like an in-person retail store.
Okay.
It's a franchisee thing, so each person buys the store, they open it, blah, blah, blah. You can sell your Legos there. From that video alone, you can tell just how massive the Lego collector market is and how much money goes through that market is absurd right now. It's got to be the highest it's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In 2023, the business's massive success led to them opening around 150 individual stores, and by 2025, that number doubled. Even back during 2023, the business reported each individual store averaging nearly $580,000 in annual earnings, with more popular stores even breaking $1 million a year in sales. And lots of people have their own horror stories about Bricks and Minifigs, with some claiming that they're essentially the GameStop of Lego. Online, there are entire threads of people complaining about selling their childhood collections, easily worth hundreds of dollars to Bricks and Minifigures, only to be offered about $50 at most at times. I think people don't realize how easy it is to just be like, put your shit on Facebook Marketplace. People will, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, that is really easy. Also to just go on eBay and do it. I mean that they'll still take probably about half of what you earn, but I mean it's better than only making 20%. So I would say if you have a lot to sell, either do it on Facebook or eBay, or give it to me. I'm kidding, but unless
by how quick people will jump on things if you can, because I know some people are, you're just in a pinch, I have to have the money now, but I don't know,
Like your wife's kicking
maybe
you
a
out.
pawn shop at worst.
yeah, me or the Legos. All right, bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Tell you what, my Lego Ninjago set doesn't fucking hang with him. YouTubers like MGS Brick, for example, have documented bringing in rare Lego figures only to watch multiple stores downplay their worth, repeatedly telling them that a chrome gold C-3PO figure worth around $1,000 was obviously fake. We can touch more on what happens there later, but for now, let's look at where Ben comes into the story. The story begins with a man named Brian Mansell reaching out to Ben, given his content for his over-the-top documentary investigative styles, you know, to help him get into this company and help resolve the situation. How did you initially find out about these missing Legos? Was it just through the Facebook post, or was there like other people that were hitting you up about it? How did you find out about that?
No, this wasn't a big story at all. So I guess the YouTubers covered it, Collectors Weekly, and it only got
sent
like
an email, right? If I remember
and so
correctly.
At the end of my Lose for Valentine video, I was like, okay, if you have a problem and the police can't solve it, email me at this email. I made a whole email for it. We got a bunch of emails, and so we're just going through all these emails for like 26 hours, and we see this Lego video, and I'm not really into Legos at all. I don't really collect things or anything, but the thing that stood out to me was he just said we had the world's biggest Lego Star Wars collection. We gave it to a company, and they're selling it without paying us. And I was like, well, that's just black and white. Like, they just stole your Lego, you know? He's like, they're claiming that they didn't steal it. They have like some loopholes that they're trying to use, you know?
Specifically, he asked for help retrieving $200,000 worth of rare Lego Star Wars sets he co-signed to Bricks and Minifigs franchise to alleviate the burden of selling them all himself. Important note! The $200,000 value was an estimate made after a brief initial look and not before a detailed evaluation was made.
My original assessment of about $200,000, it was before I'd actually gone through and had done an actual like evaluation. I looked at it and went based on 3 different rooms with all the sets.
It's more accurately listed around $107,000, but still 6 figures worth of Legos, guys. Crazy. Brian's contract with the store stated that the sets still belonged to him, but revenue made from any sets that sold in store would be split between them. However, when that specific store was purchased by new owners, it's alleged that they completely failed to honor the contract and even started refusing to let Brian inspect the inventory. Unfortunately for them, there's security footage showing Brandon, one of the Salem store's new owners, making it abundantly clear that the consignment would be taken over by the new owners. It's fucking pathetic. The back and forth they're doing. Well, actually, we said this.
Maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and that's all Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
No, actually, we said this.
All the photo evidence points to there being $20,000 worth of Lego in the Star Wars Lego in the store that night.
Well, actually, we said this.
When Brian first came in, we identified anything that was on that list that would have been his, and we set it aside. And it's still sitting there.
No, actually, we said this.
Dude, the shelves were empty.
Which also, even if this was all legit, could you not look more unprofessional? To not have your ducks in a row, or just to stand by your policy and be like, this is what we said, this is what it was. Which, don't get me wrong, with these videos and stuff, people are calling, harassing, all kinds of horrible shit.
So I
can sympathize with that. But at the same time, if you right it the wrong, I don't think any of this would have escalated to where it's at.
But they're being greedy because they're like,
oh, it's unbelievable.
They're trying to get through a legal loophole. Like, well, we changed ownership, so.
Well, man, it's 100% from what we can see so far. It just looks like it's a thing where it's like, well, you signed this consignment for the sale and all your pieces are here, but there's new management and I don't know where that's at. I don't know if these are yours. It's just like, just being fucking scummy.
Yeah.
Some of the video footage, man, that you see of this owner, like on the stoop of his house, talking to the cops, and he's like, hey, love the American Fork Police. You guys live, I love you. Him doing that is the crit. Yeah, you guys rule. It's just, dude, fucking eat a fucking barrel, dude. My God. Brian confronted the store with a contract in hand, only to be threatened with a legal battle so lengthy it would cost him more than the Legos were even worth. What's worse is that these sets were collected by him and his father over many years, and after Brian's father had a health scare, Brian mentioned being afraid to tell his father what had happened to their collection for fear of worsening his physical and mental well-being.
At this point, my father had a health episode. We can't bring any stress to him.
This kickstarts an insane series of stunts pulled off by Reckless Ben to confront the Bricks and Minifigs team. The series is still up on YouTube, I believe. You can still watch part of the video so far. He just can't add anything yet. It's fucking unbelievable the amount of incompetence it has from Bricks and Minifigs, and just like the amount of like, if you just would have paid back or just did good business practices, none of this would be happening. Or even just being like, okay, we fucked up, sorry. It would have been fine. But now we are watching corporate suicide.
Yeah. It's so crazy they're doing this over what was 200 but now 100,000 when like their earnings are like $500,000 to $1 million per store a year. It's crazy to like kill probably your whole company over that. Like they could have given up at any point earlier and probably have been somewhat okay, but they're just choosing actual corporate suicide. Yeah.
Right now, were you expecting it to be a lot more calm, or did you actually expect that hostility to be coming in when you went into the store? Did they already seem like fucking guns ready? You know what I mean?
Brian did warn me
when
I went the first time. He's like, hey, when I went to ask for my Legos back, they trespassed from the store and started like screaming at me. So he's like, they're probably gonna do the same thing to you.
Yeah,
at
this
point, I didn't know if Brian was telling the truth or not yet, you know? So
they
I was like,
oh,
I guess I'll just go and see for myself. But I came in prepared, kind of knowing that I was like, okay, I'm gonna be like extra nice to them because I know they might. I want to get them to talk because that's my goal. Is like hear their side of the story.
That didn't work.
So I went in, I'm just like, hey, I think my friend has some Legos in here. He was having trouble getting it back. Can we like work this out? And then she's like, I'm being harassed. Like,
Help me,
call the cops. And I'm like, well, I'm not really harassing. I'm just trying to hear like your guys' side of things. If they were paying him and he was lying to me, then they would have just told me at the store, like, hey, we're actually paying him, you know? So that's why I went to the store first to hear their side of things.
Just give back the set.
Right. That's what I'm saying is, even if it's not the money, at least give back what you have and like just do what's right. Make it even Stevens with everybody. But they've dug so far down that now they're just, which if all these videos, you can just see how fucking gross the owners are. It's just nasty.
That mustache needs to be cut.
And then also you have the police officers who just aren't treating it seriously, because I think there's still like a stigma with people that are like, oh, it's a YouTuber doing something, to where then they're like, oh, well, if it's just a YouTube thing, that's probably nothing. Right? Or
it's more of a, they're all in the, this is in Utah, right? Like the Mormon community that they're all a part of is crazy. I know someone in Utah. Good luck to them.
Oh god, so this is just a troll thing, or this is just a joke, or whatever. Just a general lack of care for a very serious thing.
He has nothing to do with the store.
Why are his dogs out?
That makes things a little more clear. He has no association with the store.
He's just trying to get content.
Okay.
The amount of times I heard him say stuff like, oh, this is a YouTube thing, and discrediting the case just because this is like a YouTube video or something. It's very interesting how that like gives them a right, you know?
I kind of see their point of view, because there is so many just like annoying like meta glasses people that probably the majority of like TikTokers and YouTubers that do the meta glasses, I'd say like probably a good 80 to 90% of them are just trying to, I'm gonna piss you off as much as I can.
Yeah, right.
And the bigger of a reaction you get, the more of a reaction you get, the more money I make, you know? I shouldn't be surprised by that, because that is the majority of people, you know, but
you would
assume, but ultimately the case was
when you
real.
First hear about it, like, oh, it's a YouTube guy.
That.
Sure, you can go with your preconceived ideas of what that is, but I feel like even dealing with the American Force, or even dealing with Salem, I don't know, did you deal with much of Salem Police Department at all in the same way that you dealt with American Fork, or no? Or is that more of a distant?
Salem Police Department
Salem
was,
and Utah?
was the Kaiser Police,
a different
technically,
state?
I guess, which is like 15 minutes north of Salem, but they sucked too, but they never arrested me, I guess. They always let us go, you know, like we would get in like our arguments, and then I was like, here's the law book, and then they just kind of like ran away once I pulled the law book out. So they like wouldn't keep talking to me, because I think they were maybe afraid of the law. I don't know.
Or they're just like, I don't want to fucking deal with this. Which it is a very unconventional way of approaching all this, but I would say that everything he's done is legal.
Was
from what we've been shown, at least, right? These posts would go viral, causing tons of bad PR and even a public statement from BAM. In it, they downplay the situation and claim that they don't know the whereabouts of the unsold sets. They allege that all of Ben's work and the criticism online is just edited social media clips, and according to them, all Bricks and Minifigs want is fairness and support for the LEGO community. Fuck yourself. Unreal. Also, it's so fun. That's like GameStop being like, we just want what's fair for gamers. It's like, why don't you go yourself, dude? Really?
Power to the gamers.
Can we just they say that, don't they? More, and then by the way, when we get criticism, we're just gonna sue. Is that a cool thing? Can we just sue? I think that's what we want to do, actually. Oh god, make me want to throw up. Someone would soon leak a BAM company-wide email directly to Ben, revealing the internal state of affairs. The email directly tells other franchises how to handle the negative reactions to Ben's documentary and all other related content, which they labeled as a coordinated negative PR attack. Dun dun. Legos. One of the strategies is a new mandate to actively solicit Google reviews with every single transaction. They reveal that they're getting the FBI, Oregon State Police, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service involved. Their involvement, alongside the temporary restraining orders and cease and desist letters, would be used to silence Ben and others' content. Ben was also sued for his website, WeStealFromOldPeople.com, which he uses to sell merch of their own company. By now, Bricks and Minifig stores around the U.S. are receiving tons of bad PR because of this scandal. To combat this, BAM stated in their email that they would have reached out to Google, YouTube, Patreon, GoDaddy, and the Facebook to report Ben's content and anyone who's review bombing their businesses. Patreon's own CEO made a video responding to this.
Patreon is the GOAT for this. Patreon is the GOAT for just saying fuck you to Bricks and more Minifigs. they're the go for this.
Essentially telling them to basically go f themselves and to sue Patreon if they want.
Yeah.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us.
Right? Which good luck with that fucking legal battle.
Yeah.
All employees were asked to pretend the scandal doesn't exist, and as a backup, were given pre-planned corporate scripts and a de-escalation playbook. The company appears to be in a full meltdown as they are demanding store managers turn off comments on all store social media accounts. As stated in its public statement, BAM says its ultimate goal is to regain the community's trust and protect its franchises, aka please don't bankrupt us. Please don't make us basically start a new business, which is inevitably, I think, inevitably what's going to happen. Do you think so far? Do you think they're going to be able to weather the storm?
I mean, as far as PR goes, I don't think so.
They're fucked.
I think no matter what, they're fucked. Even if they win the case against Ben,
the court of public opinion is decided.
Yeah, which is just like, well, these guys are pieces of shit. It's going to take years and years to regain the trust.
I could see them changing their name and trying to get out of that spotlight or something. Renaming their franchise or something. I bet you that's the route they take.
Or they might do a thing where it's like, someone bought us, and then, they rebrand it.
Yeah,
we're in a new corporate management.
Yeah, but they won't say that someone bought us. I don't think so. I think it's going to be all secret. They're going to delete all the accounts, whatever, and they're just going to restate it, and you're going to look at it and be like, oh, these are all the same Bricks and Minifigs locations, is what I think is going to happen. It may seem like Bricks and Minifigure stores attract scummy workers and managers, but not all employees are like that, all right? Some are simply there for a paycheck and have to deal with the nonsense that comes with it. Testimony from Bricks and Minifigs employees makes it seem like a living hell. It is common for the work schedule to be brutal and random, and on top of ridiculous hours, you can expect minimum wage at best. Several employees also claim that there is no opportunity for raises or career advancement. Of course not, dude. You have some manager who owns the store, and they're going to be in the cycle of getting like high school employees to come through. It's that thing of just being like, God, you're lucky to be here. And you get to play with Legos all day. Clean the bathroom.
Is that what they told Joe when he was working as a Lego engineer?
My favorite Joe story. I wonder if we can get him to say it. My friend Joe. This is like this. It almost seems fake. My friend Joe, who's now like a very well known. He's a stand-up comedian, very funny guy. I love him. We were in animation together in school. When he graduated, he won a Lego making contest. That sounds fake. He won a like Lego building competition to work for like a Lego store. Like he was basically a fucking Imagineer for Legos or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just saying we should have Joe record. It would be really funny.
All right, so one time I'm building behind my giant plexiglass window, just some sort of rinky-dink Lego model.
Ooh,
and a dad and his son come in decked out in St. Louis Blues jerseys because the Blues had just won the Stanley Cup like the day before.
Never
so
heard
they
of
come in and they bang on the window.
What is the Stanley Cup?
St. Louis Blues! And I'm giving them a thumbs up like, yeah, Stanley Cup, yeah. And I go back to what I'm doing, and then the dad bangs on the window again. He goes, hey, build the Stanley Cup! Build the Stanley Cup! And, I can't just drop everything I'm doing to build a 5-foot tall statue of a trophy or whatever. So I just kind of laugh him off and go back to what I'm doing. But he stands there for like several minutes with his son, and they keep banging. The kid's banging on the window. The dad's banging on the window. I think the window's going to break. Build the Stanley Cup!
That's crazy.
Build it now! And really, that's what it was like working there at all times.
Yeah, I don't know. I from the perspective of a guy who just works at Lego, where there's no incentive of like reselling, I wonder what his perspective is on Lego fans. I'd be curious to see. The next big video Ben would release documents BAM actively thwarting his efforts to confront the store owner legally and taking their maliciousness to a whole new level. It's throughout this process that the American Fork Police Department starts to reveal themselves as straight up corrupt because the store owners and the CEO are part of the same Mormon church community. Brian alleges that some of the police are too, and that they're protecting their own. Us Mormons stick together. The religious undertones too, with like the cooperation of like even with the American Fork Police Department, and how a lot of those guys even go to church together, and they're all kind of in cahoots in some kind of way.
So first off, I'm going to give you a little piece of insider information. I think someone found this on a YouTube. I saw someone's YouTube on this. It only has like 500 views on it. So no one's seen this piece of information, but someone dug back in the newspaper and found that Ammon and Josh, they went on a Mormon mission trip together. So they're like BFFFFs, which is crazy. Damn. Which is crazy because they claim that they're two completely separate people.
Yeah, they're individual company.
It's completely different. Like corporate's not, we can't control what they're doing. Like they make their own decisions, when really you can see they're like literally best friends with each other. Like Josh and Ammon are, I don't even think they're allowed to shower separately. Like they have to be in the same room at all times when they're on their mission trip, because they're not allowed to like jerk off in the shower or something, you know? So like they have to like shower with the door open and stuff. And so Josh and Ammon are like closer than any two human beings can be together, but they try to make it seem like they're like completely different.
In order to have his case against Brandon and Josh approved, Ben first has to make a good faith effort to resolve the disagreement with all parties involved. When they try to approach Josh to make their good faith effort, police are already waiting for them and pull them over for supposedly not fully stopping at a stop sign, despite the body cam footage later proving this completely false. Body cam footage also reveals Josh calling the police to claim that Ben is stalking him rather than just trying to serve papers legally, and that he might be pushed to shoot someone over it.
A threat.
One of the dispatchers made a note here saying that you were gonna shoot someone.
I said if they try to break into my house.
Okay.
I'm just saying if they come inside,
he should be arrested for that.
Okay.
Not Ben.
Is that not a threat?
Yeah, it is.
And as for Brandon, Ben tried to speak with him at his home, only for Brandon to stand there in complete silence while the police made him leave under the threat of jail time if he returned.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody.
No, he stole $200,000.
Where do you know that?
Because I've been
I don't know how they got the script in their head so
quick. With his good faith efforts rejected, Ben's case against Brandon was officially accepted by the court. The police approached Ben and his friend once again at night this time to conduct a random 2-hour search of his car under a random suspicion that they are carrying heroin. They found nothing, but still tried to pressure them into confessing they were under the influence, claiming that their eyes were suspiciously dilated. They weren't. Fork PD was later caught on a body cam claiming that they were going to scare Ben and his team a little before letting them go.
Can't we just have him pick his friend up? And probably tired of dealing with the police at this point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's gonna scare him a little bit and let him go.
No, it's not.
Really wasn't gonna do,
making it even harder to believe the heroin lie. Which who believes the heroin lie? No one. Regardless, being unable to amicably settle with Josh over this got Ben's court case against him approved as well. And with an official process server alongside him, Ben placed a sign in Josh's neighborhood that read, "I stole a dying man's life savings" on a public piece of land to lure him out to be served his papers. As they waited, 3 separate police confrontations took place, ending with one officer trying to directly serve Josh the papers himself. He returns and says that Josh, quote, doesn't want them because he believes they're fake.
You can't deny them, can they?
Before?
No, he can't. No, he's a YouTuber.
Don't show the dogs.
Never been to court with him.
No.
So these papers that he printed up are fake.
Yes.
Maybe ask the,
gazillion%.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
Courthouse.
That footage is crazy because it's like you're getting served papers. No, they're fake. I won't accept them. If they're fake, then they're not going to do anything.
Can I peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit of a bind.
It's fake. There's no lawsuit anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's also a thing too with like if you have a public server there who has no qualm with the case, I mean, who is not related to the case at all, should be able to go up, serve the papers, and like that's just it. Yeah. Right? That's serving someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to have the police sit there and be like, well, they're fake. Well, how do you know? What about these makes it fake?
And then they
you know
call
I mean?
and figure out
the police
that
body
they're
cams,
real.
they can just turn it off, or they can silence the
Later in
mic.
the video.
Yeah, that's crazy. They can just turn the mic off.
Well, why would you be able to do that?
I'm gonna have a discussion with this officer. Go on that little pot of land right there. Perfect, right there is fine. Yep.
Did you find the drugs?
Unless there's just some reason I understand, editor, see if there's a reason that we legitimately just don't know about. But does that not sound corrupt? Okay, well, he thinks it's fake. Okay. Click back on. All right, we're just going to tell them to leave. A fourth set of officers confront them, this time directly calling the court to prove that the case is real. They are seen on body cam footage being told it is 100% legit.
Never seen anything like that.
So they get fed up and just arrest Ben without reading him his rights. Ben gets out of jail, desperately starts a GoFundMe for Brian and his family and advertises it with another insulting sign. Police stop by and are seen scrambling to think of what excuse to arrest him again, right? In the footage, they're just like, I don't know.
Is it disorderly conduct?
No.
Did it raise the police to be summoned because it causes problems? Did he come out?
Who's the one causing problems, not Ben?
Look at your stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're gonna look at disorderly. If
we're gonna make it fit.
The city ordinance.
They eventually try to seize one of their phones and immediately arrest Ben's friend Sheldon for, quote, trying to destroy evidence after he attempts to lock his phone, which is his legal right.
You're attempting to destroy evidence. That's a worse charge than what you're looking at. Nope. Yeah, I was just locking my phone.
I hate police so much.
Soon after, their home base in Utah gets raided on a warrant that included, quote, stolen Lego, which lines up with the piece of defamation Josh threatened to make about Ben if he decided to go through with a lawsuit.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
A future statement from the Fork Police Department claims host of the Airbnbs Ben and friends were staying at heard them talking about stolen Legos, which is just so funny. If I'm sitting here and I'm like, Lego is so popular. Oh yeah, did you hear about those stolen Legos? That doesn't mean that they're stolen Legos here in my house, dude. Like, you can talk about things and it's just so stupid. Every single one of them is thrown in the back of a cop car. And in this process, Ben's arm is yanked behind his back so hard that it dislocates his shoulder.
Yep.
Fun.
That's cool. Fork Police Department, you rule!
Yeah,
Fork Police Department would
yippee.
also claim that Ben must have faked his injury because the x-ray image he flashed on the screen
It was
in
a
the video
stock
was of the
photo.
left shoulder despite it being the right
Stock
shoulder that was
photo.
dislocated. It was very clear stock image Ben used to emphasize what the cop had done to his shoulder. It wasn't the actual fucking proof.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, guys. That's not way to well X-way.
It's like, no shit, dude. God, what is going through your mind during all these altercations with the American Fork Police Department? And I mean, like, them fucking up your shoulder. Did they even give you medical attention? I'm so curious
So
to
my
see.
shoulder's not that bad, just because it literally dislocates like probably once a month for the last like 9 years. Like it's like a very normal thing. Like it just pops out and within a second it pops back in. Like it's like I used to have to like manually do it, but now it's my shoulders are so loose now, it just goes in very fast, which is why I try not to make like too big of a deal about that. I just really hurt my shoulder like right before. It was just bad timing, I guess.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking I don't know. I'm just like in shock the whole time because I usually try to be like pretty like respectful to police officers. I grew up in like a pretty conservative place where it's like you respect the police officers, you know. So
I can tell that because the fact that at the end of part 2, the fact that he didn't ask for a lawyer almost instantly and actually talk to them, so stupid. Like you know at that point, huh? But like he knew at that point surely that they were not on his side in the slightest. Like the fact that he didn't immediately ask for like his lawyer at that point is beyond me. Like if I ever got in one of those rooms, immediate lawyer, immediate. Even if it's for a stop sign, I'm getting a lawyer. I ain't saying shit. That's so crazy that you trust police that have routinely fucked you over and think they're gonna listen to your side of the story when they pay for you. Yeah, they definitely should have. They should have immediately got lawyers the moment they were all swatted. They should have asked for lawyers immediately. Because no way in hell were they ever gonna let him go for any good thing he's gonna say. Like, my Fifth Amendment doesn't exist in Utah.
Like a pretty conservative place where it's like you respect the police officers, you know. So
I don't. Fuck them. They suck.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being nice and cool.
Thank you. If you show them respect, they'll show you respect. You know, it's
No, they
how
won't.
I've always like lived my life with police, but
No, they
yeah,
won't.
this is so weird because I feel like
That
I
is
showed
such
them
a
lots of respect
interesting
through the videos. You
mindset to
know, like
have.
I was pretty open about what we're doing and stuff, and then
Mistake
I showed them
number one.
respect, and they didn't show me respect back. So it was
Mhm.
very interesting. But it is kind of sad to
Use your
think
Fifth
that this is
Amendment.
happening to other people that aren't filming, you know, and
Or,
they're just getting screwed over for no
plead the
reason.
Fifth.
And it
Whatever the
definitely
fuck it
sucks.
is.
Ben was released on a $2,500 bail and dodged an entire month-long sentence.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Ben now had a court case coming up with charges that put him at risk for a 5-year jail sentence. He had
Yep.
no time to breathe before his roommate called and claimed an officer stopped by their place and claimed to have a warrant
Just
for
let
Ben's
him
arrest.
know.
This time, it was non-bailable, and
Yeah.
it listed that he, quote, represented a credible threat to the physical safety of a protected person.
Mhm.
I wonder who that was. Now that there were police officers all over the county after Ben, he eventually
Mexico.
fled to Mexico to continue the case without fear of being arrested. He could very well not be there anymore, but is likely not disclosing any more info about his whereabouts, where he
I'm
has
sure
before.
Papa Meat
Usually he
knows,
says, I'm
but-
here, I'm there. Now I think he's probably just fucking laying low. As you can imagine, PR for Bam was getting even worse during
Oh,
this
yeah.
time. This is when Amen agreed to go on small Lego channel streams to explain more of his side, during which he does something that Bam has done on more than one occasion, uses employees as a shield to gather sympathy for problems their company caused.
We legally can't direct franchisees who to hire, who not to hire. The franchisee will be held accountable, but we actually can't fire or step over the line of that.
You can't fire the owner.
We're Lego company. Why are you being so mean to
Yeah.
us?
Isn't that what it feels like?
Oh, they're bad. I'm not bad. I'm a 46-year-old man playing with Lego.
I'm 48. My wife has sex with other men. It's unfortunately true that people have become so infuriated hearing about how evil Bam is that they began harassing employees in review bombing locations that had nothing to do with the controversy,
Oh.
which is a shame. That doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you should go into a store and like fucking actually
Just don't
physically
support
hurt
'em.
anybody or whatever. But if you're review bombing shit,
don't-
I mean,
don't
it's
harass 'em and don't
blame
support
Amen,
'em.
dude. Blame your fucking head honcho. He's the reason that this is all happening, right? And Josh and the Fork Police Department.
Yeah.
A lot of people to blame.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things. There's a lot of things, a lot of, a lot of targets you could throw up there. This actually hurts Ben's case, as BAM can now lump him in with the people that are doing these targeted attacks and harassment and label everyone as malicious. And it doesn't help that there have been both death threats and bomb threats made.
My name is, I'm gonna you in the way you've never seen. You're the next one on the line.
That sounds sexual.
Morgan, and we come down the list.
In fact, Ben alleges that Eamon called the police directly and claimed he planned on shooting up the store and burning the place down if the sets are not returned. Which, don't recall Ben saying that.
They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager.
Obviously, these are all fake threats. I would never do something like that. The police think that these are real threats. So now the police from Los Angeles, from Utah, they're all working together now to catch me.
As we mentioned earlier, one YouTuber, MGS Bricks, visited multiple locations with a large collection of minifigures, including a Chrome C3PO. Yeah,
I don't know the value of that.
C3PO. Put the value up on screen, which we already know. Of the 4 stores he visited, 2 offered 18% and 90% of his collection's value. The other 2 stores offered a measly 6% and 10%, meaning that on the low end, one store offered him $96 for his entire Lego collection.
Just go on eBay at that point. Just go on eBay.
Do you not get a better reputation if you actually just kind of pay good 50%?
Yeah, absolutely, you would.
60 feels
60 over half.
Yeah. Well, you got to think. Yeah, then they're
50
only making 40%.
to 80 is about the reasonable range.
I mean, like
you need at least like 30% profit.
Yeah, I don't really know the. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know the value of these things. But I'm like, if I sold that little motherfucker for a percentage, I'd be walking out of the store and I'd be like looking back at him and shit, just sitting on the counter. When he went to the final store, he sent his friend in to make the exchange since the store knew who he was. After the employees combed through the Lego and handed them back, MGS Bricks noticed that the rare 30th anniversary Chrome C3PO valued at around $800, God damn, was missing. Both men checked the car and the collection again before heading back inside. As soon as they walked in, they saw the rare minifig sitting on the employee's desk. And when they confronted him about it, the Bricks and Minifigures employee handed it back to them, saying he had somehow forgotten to return it. What
I'm sorry. Oh shoot.
That's weird. How did it end up?
Oopsie daisy. I didn't mean to do that.
Sorry about that. That's called stealing. No. I just took it for myself. Wait, what? Just as he handed it over, the Bricks and Minifigures employee made one more comment claiming that the rare minifig was actually a fake. Yeah, it's actually not even good, so if you just want me to hold on to it, I didn't want it anyways. Which made the situation even more suspicious. Obviously, the guy tried fucking stealing it. Come on. That's crazy. That's a crazy evolution as a human being, though, isn't it? I mean, like, you're stealing Legos. Can you imagine as a child? Oh, your future self walks up to you and they're just like, we're going to be in Legos and we're going to steal from people. We're going to steal Legos from people. Really?
I mean, kid me would be like, yes.
Do you think so? I feel like they'd be like, why are you stealing it?
I stole Legos as a kid. So
Nick is such a fascinating person.
Like, perfect. Never change adult Nick.
Hell yeah. Nick. I can't wait to grow up.
I'm going to be this way forever. After MGS Bricks made their video exposing their terrible trade-in service, he created a follow-up video revealing emails from COO of BAM, Matt McNeff, and their responses have some parallels, going on and on about how the store owner of one of these locations is currently handling the passing of his grandfather, and how another employee is directly involved in preparing to undergo heart
really
surgery.
Using college
he also claims there have been
excuses.
Death threats made by people calling the store due to MGS Bricks video. It's just, the sympathy bait is just, well, he's only going because his grandpa's real sick, so that should just, he should just be, let him be a piece of shit.
He's going through a lot right now.
Okay, he's getting heart surgery. He could be
my
an asshole and
dog's
he can
father
run from
just
you.
died.
Okay?
Yeah, I feel like they're too far gone, but at one point they could have just been like, you know what, we're sorry, let's make this right. Even if they couldn't get the, like, let's say, for example, they sold some of the set, you know what I mean?
Financially get what was worth and give it to them.
Buy the sets back and be like, and that's really good.
1,000,000,000%. It's too far now. If they did it now,
they
you'd be like,
just
well, you
wanted
guys
the
are
money
just
anyways.
If they would have gotten called out and they're like, no, even later on, in the rebuttal, no, we didn't do that. Yes, you did. Okay, fine. You caught us. Sorry. Wait, okay, here, just make it right. You could have been totally even Stevens on everything, but instead you're just being a fucking, you're being greedy. That was another thing too, is even like how polite you were, at least how civil you were with going to corporate. It made me think about, was there any specific action that corporate took that you believe like unnecessarily escalated the situation as a whole? How corporate responded to things?
So first off, corporate is involved. Second off, I mean, if I was corporate, corporate and someone came up to corporate headquarters and be like, hey, I think you guys are holding some of our Legos. I think that was my exact word. I'm like, hey, I think you guys are holding some of our Legos. Can we work with you guys to get them back? His response to that was, no, like the Legos were never in our store, you know, basically just saying that, like just trying to lie to me. So if I was corporate, I would have been like, okay, let's pull out the inventory list. Let's see if we do have your Legos, you know, and that's what any other CEO would have done.
Yeah, anybody else.
Say like, hey, if this person's
like
claiming
realistically, if you're corporate, you probably like, I mean, I'm not that involved, but I mean, if you can give me like a list of like what happened, or you know, give me the fuck, what is it called? What did he have? If you give me the contract between y'all, I'll look into it, because realistically, most corporates wouldn't be involved, you know, if they weren't, you know, besties. That'd be the more realistic one. Is just, oh, I didn't know this was happening. Let me look into it, I guess.
To have Legos stolen by our company, then let's look at it. And I had the inventory list in my hand with me, so I would have said, hey, can you show me the inventory list then? I wouldn't have been like, oh no, get out of my store, I'm calling the cops, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
That's not what I would have done, I guess.
They could have totally had good PR too, in the sense you could be like, you know, I wasn't aware of this co-assignment, but I'm gonna take the responsibility here, do what's right, and give you back your sets. At the very least.
Yeah, well, they're just looking at it though, and they're looking at like the amount of money they're gonna lose and all that kind of stuff, and they just, it's so stupid. It's a PR thing, but now I'm like, I feel like you're in so much worse.
You're
so like you're gonna have to financially. You're financially so much more down, I bet.
Even if Ben loses, I feel like the damage, the reputation.
I'm telling you, they're gonna have to rebrand. They will do a rebranding, and they won't tell anybody. It's gonna be, they're gonna shut down all the media accounts, and they're just gonna reset. And the thing is like it will probably fucking work.
I hope not.
Yeah, unfortunately.
People were heavily anticipating the third installment of the series, and Ben was working on it nonstop to the point where it was starting to affect his health. This excitement would come to a sudden halt, however, and a short update video was released instead. Brian, Ben, and his team are now in the middle of a RICO lawsuit filed by BAM. Due to the nature of what's in the video, releasing it would result in him losing his $300,000 lawsuit,
but
and the GoFundMe would be taken down as well. In the video,
he
withholds directly stating that the company's name to avoid any kind of trouble.
The GoFundMe we made for Brian will go straight to this mystery company that I am
mystery. Wonder what company it is.
Ben explains that there has yet to be a moment for him to share his side of the story with the court, despite having footage as evidence. He believes they don't want the video released because he directly discusses the false bomb threats and murder threats they're claiming were made. Shortly after the video was uploaded, Ben's GoFundMe was briefly shut down for reasons he also claims he can't talk about, under fear of it landing him in jail. But thankfully, as of June 10th, the GoFundMe seems to have been brought back up. More information is coming out every day regarding this whole situation, including an important update from BAM on June 4th that states Brandon and Joshua made a mutual agreement to no longer work with the company. Ben has claimed in the past that his entire channel has been demonetized for a very long time, so he isn't able to hire expensive lawyer despite everyone begging him to do so. So, while watching and sharing his video is a great way to spread awareness, you can directly support him by checking out his Patreon and supporting his cause. And for a lot of the content that he makes, it is fucking really cool, and we just wanted to need to bring more light to situations like this. You know, I mean, it's just a creator doing something fucking awesome, making extreme waves in terms of like getting something done to the point where now stupid fucking like judicial systems are getting in the way and just kind of, I mean, halting somebody's progress for trying to right the wrongs of a thing that could have just been very easily solved. But instead, greed has taken over, and now you have a fucking Lego company threatening to put somebody in jail for 5 years for trying to like right the wrongs of trying to like help somebody get their collection back. I mean, and just like as a last thing too, I'm just curious, like, do you remain optimistic that the Legos will be returned to Manziel, or do you think that, like, the reason I ask is because these people have doubled, tripled, quadrupled down to such an extent that as like a person that has consumed the content that you've put out, and as like someone that's following the channel, even I have lost optimism that these people are ever going to learn and like do this. Or is it going to be something that he's going to have to recoup them in some other way?
I don't know. It is interesting. It reminds me a lot of the pizza thing from McKamey Manor, where it was like, oh, we got to get pizza with Russ, and everyone was telling us Russ will never get pizza with you. Like, he will die before he gets pizza with you.
Never heard of this.
And we finally got the clip at the end where he's like, I'm giving up, you know, like, here's the pizza thing or whatever. They keep saying they're willing to give the Legos back, but they've been saying that since like day one, I guess, of like, oh, we'll give it. And then when Brian's finally like, okay, like, let's do it, then they always pull something out where they're like, oh, we actually can't do it anymore. You know, like,
can't do it. Maybe next week.
You have to delete all these like negative comments, or you have to, and we always do the things they tell us to do, and they still don't give us the Legos. As of today, Ammon said, we just want to give them the Legos back. Brian won't accept them.
Our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. And so we're working towards that, and we're hoping that he'll be able to come to the table. We're excited to be able to make that happen.
Obviously, he will accept them. Ammon's not the one to give them back. So it kind of comes down to like, is Ammon willing to tank his whole company because of this? And it seems like maybe I don't know.
That's the craziest part, is it feels like they would rather implode this company they've built versus like admitting that they're wrong. It's a level of delusion that just seems insane. I mean, like even Russ had a moment of clarity where he was like, okay, like I get it, you know, but this is coming, you're talking with major news networks. This has become such a huge thing. It's crazy to die on this hill. It's just unbelievable.
Absolutely
and that leads me, I guess, to like the final thing of how can we, like, is there any way to support you or Brian in this time of like, I know that you have a Patreon and stuff that we wanted to plug and shout out and stuff, but is there any other way that we can help?
Yeah, probably just those two things. Yeah, Brian's GoFundMe's been going crazy. And obviously we passed the goal within like a few hours, but Brian is now being sued by Bricks and Minifigs.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Not only did they steal from him, now they're trying to sue the person they stole from for literally no reason.
Well, they got to squeeze as much as they possibly can out, you know. If they've dug this deep, they got to keep digging. It seems like, my God.
Yeah, and they're trying to get us for RICO charges, which lawyers are saying, we're obviously trying to get it dismissed. So if it gets dismissed, we might be good. But if it doesn't get dismissed, they're saying it could be like millions of dollars in lawyer fees, which is crazy. So then the GoFundMe would just be a small fraction of that. But the good news is it would take about 2 years. So I think within 2 years, we probably could raise that because we'll just keep making content about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried.
Optimistic.
But yeah, I think the GoFundMe and Patreon, like all of the money from Patreon and GoFundMe right now is just going towards like a legal trust is what we put it all in. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. I mean, you know, I hope that the situation can clear itself up soon. I appreciate you taking time. These are just some thoughts that we had in this crazy fucking roller coaster you're on. But I mean, you're doing a fucking crazy good thing, man. I mean, very selfless. And I mean, I
2
know
years of content.
All your viewers appreciate it, so, and I appreciate it too, so thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no, that's sick. It's been a fun journey for sure. It's awesome. I just love doing like going on like fun adventures and stuff like this. If you can help people out,
I wouldn't call that a fun adventure then, but okay.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable answer. It's a sickening thing that's happening right now. You don't really know what to do, and all we can do is the only thing we have, Nick, is this channel to talk to people about it and to tell people to go support Ben's Patreon and help him fight this case, and also hopefully that whenever this is all said and done, we can hear some more of these stories that I know he desperately wants to say. Bricks and Minifigs, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah,
you guys suck.
Yeah.
Right? Also, I want to preface this too. That doesn't mean that any of you should go and harass and do it like bomb threat.
Yeah, don't
there should be nothing of harassing these locations because it will not help anybody. But it's important to realize that like there is a shark in the water. There's blood in the water, and these motherfuckers are lurking around and stuff. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. Be sure to tell your friends to never shop at Bricks and Minifigs. I hope it fails. I hope it fails, and that all the employees, or it's their regular jobs, I hope they're able to find something quickly, and that everyone at the top, I hope you never own a business again, you predatory sacks of shit. Is that fair to say? Is that? That's fair.
Yeah.
Guys, until next time, we will see you in the next one. But like I said, be sure to check out Reckless Ben's channel. It's fucking insane. We did a very quick deep dive into this whole situation just so you guys understand what we were trying to tell you. But the videos, you got to check them out. It's our edit will not do it justice. You need to go watch the videos.
You need to go watch that.
It'll get your blood boiling. And like I said, fuck you, Bricks and Minifigs.
Hell yeah. That'll be all for this video. So YouTube, make sure to comment. Actually, don't comment that. Comment go Ben. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye bye.